Figure the F-15EX Eagle II, seen landing at Kadena Air Base, Japan in September 2025. With its payload capacity, speed, and advanced systems, this isn't just a modern fighter, it's a new standard in air superiority. In late 2025, the world watched as two F-15EX Eagle IIs touched down at Kadena Air Base in Japan, not for training, not for a tour, but for permanent deployment. By spring 2026, 36 more will follow. And back in the US, production lines are roaring at Cold War levels. Price tag, over $3 billion. Here's the shocker. The F-15EX isn't a new stealth design. It's based on an aircraft from the 1970s. And yet, the Pentagon is betting heavily on it. Why? Because this isn't your grandfather's fighter. This is the most heavily armed, fastest, most digitally connected fighter in the US Air Force. Ready today. In this video, we're counting down 5 reasons the F-15EX is the USAF's secret weapon. If you think our pilots deserve the best tools in the world, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and drop a yees in the comments to show your support. Reason 1, flying arsenal, a payload like no other. Let's begin with brute strength, because when it comes to sheer muscle, the F-15EX stands in a league of its own. This aircraft can carry an astounding 29,500 pounds of ordnance. Let that sink in. That's not just impressive, it's unprecedented. For comparison, that's nearly 4 times the payload capacity of earlier F-15 models, which were already known for their power. In practical terms, that kind of carrying capacity translates into unmatched battlefield versatility. An F-15EX can launch with a mix of weapons that would normally require multiple aircraft. We're talking 12 AM-120, AMRAAM air-to-air missiles for long-range fighter engagement, and 16 small-diameter bombs, SDBs, to precisely neutralize multiple ground targets, and 4 JDAMs, smart bombs guided by GPS to hit hardened enemy bunkers, and several JISSM cruise missiles capable of penetrating deep into contested areas, and AGM-88 HARM missiles to take out enemy radar and air defense systems, none null, onsa a single jet. To truly understand how staggering that is, consider this. The F-35, widely considered the crown jewel of modern stealth, can carry 4 internal missiles while maintaining its radar-evading profile. The F-22 Raptor, it can haul up to 8, but the F-15EX, it can carry 22 missiles, and that doesn't include bombs or additional mission-specific weapons. That means the EX isn't just matching its peers, it's doubling or tripling their firepower in a single sortie. One F-15EX can take on missions that would otherwise require 2 or 3 aircraft flying in formation. The F-15EX is equipped with 11 weapon stations, more than any other fighter jet in the US arsenal. That's 2 more than the formidable Strike Eagle variants. These hardpoints allow it to combine air-to-air and air-to-ground loads without compromise. Need to hit enemy SAM sites, defend airspace, and eliminate ground convoys all in one flight? No problem. The EX doesn't need to choose, it can do it all. And unlike stealth aircraft that often sacrifice external weapons to remain radar invisible, the F-15EX embraces its role differently. It's not trying to be unseen, it's designed to be unstoppable. It can enter a fight with full weapons loadout, deliver overwhelming force from a distance, and return with minimal escort. That makes it ideal for homeland defense, forward strike missions, or escorting stealth aircraft in contested airspace. Now, imagine a high-stakes scenario. US forces need to destroy a heavily defended enemy radar site, neutralize mobile missile batteries, and provide air cover for special operations units all in one region. With legacy fighters, that would require multiple specialized sorties, but with the F-15EX, a single jet can carry the entire loadout and execute that mission with precision, speed, and autonomy. But payload is only one part of the story. The F-15EX's airframe is smartly engineered to handle all this firepower without losing maneuverability. It features a reinforced wing design, conformal fuel tanks to increase range without occupying weapon stations, and digital fly-by-wire controls that adapt to changing weight and aerodynamic profiles mid-mission. In essence, the F-15EX is a weapons truck that flies like a knife fighter. It doesn't just hit hard, it fights with precision and grace, delivering devastating payloads while retaining the agility to survive and strike again. That's why commanders love it. That's why the Air Force is investing billions into it. And that's why adversaries are already adjusting their strategies to account for it. Because when this aircraft takes off, it doesn't just enter the fight, it dominates it. Reason 2, hypersonic muscle, designed for the next war. The battlefield is evolving, and fast. With threats emerging across the globe and adversaries rapidly upgrading their defenses, speed alone no longer guarantees survival. What matters now is the ability to strike first, from farther away, and faster than the enemy can react. That's where the F-15EX doesn't just adapt to the future, it leads it. This aircraft is the first operational US fighter purpose-built to carry hypersonic weapons, missiles that travel at Mach 5 and beyond, covering miles in seconds. At those speeds, traditional defenses become irrelevant. Radars struggle to track them, interceptors can't catch them, commanders have only moments, if any, to respond. The F-15EX's hypersonic capability centers on the AGM-183AARRW, a massive 22-foot-long air-launched weapon developed to deliver high-speed destruction to time-sensitive and heavily defended targets. These aren't just fast missiles, they're game changers, capable of flying over 1,000 miles at more than 3.8 miles per second and maneuvering unpredictably along the way. Why is the F-15EX the right platform for this? One word: muscle. While fifth-generation fighters like the F-35 and F-22 are optimized for stealth, their smaller airframes and limited pylon capacity make them unsuitable for carrying hypersonic-class ordnance. The F-15EX, on the other hand, was specifically reinforced to handle the size, weight, and launch forces associated with these next-generation weapons. Its external pylons are structurally hardened, its wings are built to absorb the shock of hypersonic separation, and its avionics are integrated with the data links and launch profiles needed for successful deployment. This is not theoretical. In 2021, the Air Force officially named the F-15EX as its go-to hypersonic launch platform, and by 2023, test flights had already begun with prototype loads and telemetry trials. Now let's imagine the real-world application, because that's where the true power lies. In the event of a crisis in the Indo-Pacific theater, say over Taiwan or the South China Sea, time and distance become life or death factors. A stealth jet would need to fly closer, increasing the risk of detection. A bomber might be too slow to respond, but the F-15EX, it can launch from Guam, Okinawa, or even from US territory, well outside enemy airspace, and still reach critical targets like command centers, radar sites, or forward operating missile launchers in minutes. This capability shifts the balance. It deters aggression before it even starts. Adversaries know that key assets can be targeted without warning, and without the US ever crossing into contested zones. And it's not just about speed, it's about survivability. Hypersonic missiles don't just fly fast, they fly unpredictably. They can maneuver mid-flight, making them almost impossible to intercept. When launched from the F-15EX, which itself can reach Mach 2.5, the result is a platform and payload pairing that's practically unbeatable in a first strike scenario. But here's the deeper truth. Hypersonic integration isn't just about hardware, it's about doctrine. The F-15EX gives the Air Force the ability to execute distributed hypersonic fires. In other words, it decentralizes launch capability. Instead of relying on a few vulnerable bombers or ships, hypersonic strike becomes a capability that dozens of fighter squadrons can now field. That's scalability, that's flexibility, that's deterrence in the modern era. So what does this all add up to? A fighter that doesn't need to sneak in. It doesn't have to dodge SAMS or weave through radar zones. It stays back, way back, and from there, it delivers blows that are too fast to stop, too powerful to ignore, and too precise to counter. It's warfare at the speed of thought. The F-15EX brings range, velocity, and payload together in a way no other current aircraft can match. It's not trying to win a dogfight, it's trying to end the fight before it starts. And in a world where every second counts, that's exactly the kind of firepower the future demands. Reason 3, digital reflexes, speed plus smarts. Let's talk about the brain of the F-15EX, because in modern warfare, winning the fight isn't just about being fast in the air, it's about being faster in thought. Speed today doesn't mean raw horsepower alone, it means decision making, target prioritization, and response execution, all within milliseconds. And in that domain, the F-15EX isn't just keeping pace, it's setting the standard. At the core of its brainpower is the Advanced Display Core Processor 2, a digital powerhouse that processes an incredible 87 billion operations per second. That's not just a step up, it's an exponential leap over previous systems installed in any US fighter jet. This onboard supercomputer powers every mission-critical function: enchasaging, radar target acquisition and precision tracking, essage, electronic warfare, including active jamming and stealth disruption, infrared and passive detection of enemy aircraft, missiles, and ground threats, mission planning, retasking, and battlefield data fusion on the fly. Now pair that processing speed with the jet's APG-82 AESA radar, an electronically scanned array capable of scanning vast areas, locking onto multiple targets, and switching modes in real time. That radar doesn't just see threats, it understands them, prioritizes them, and feeds actionable data to the pilot faster than the human brain can react. The result? A jet that can track dozens of enemy aircraft, ground targets, or missiles simultaneously, while engaging several at once, all while staying fully aware of its surroundings. But there's more, much more. The F-15EX is also equipped with EPAWSS, the Eagle Passive Active Warning and Survivability System, a next-generation defensive suite that takes situational awareness to the next level. What does it do? It detects incoming radar locks and missiles before they are even close. It analyzes signal types to determine threat level and origin. It automatically deploys countermeasures, flares, chaff, jamming pulses in real time. And it can even blind enemy sensors before they ever get a weapons lock. And here's the kicker. The entire process happens without pilot intervention. That's right, the system can respond to threats automatically, giving the pilot freedom to focus on the mission, not the threat board. In 2023, during simulated high-end combat exercises, the F-15EX proved just how lethal this combination of software and sensors could be, in scenarios designed to mimic peer adversary threats, including stealth aircraft, integrated SAMS, and jamming-rich environments. The F-15EX held its own with precision and control. Its radar detected 5th-gen aircraft at longer ranges than expected. Its systems adapted and recalibrated on the fly. Its flight computer processed dozens of engagements in parallel and made the right call instantly. That's digital reflexes in action. And this kind of cognitive edge matters more than ever. Modern air combat is no longer about who sees who first. It's about who reacts fastest. Because when missiles are closing at Mach 4 and enemy jammers are clouding the skies, speed of thought becomes the first line of defense. Now imagine a contested airspace where stealth fighters are weaving through SAM zones, where drones are buzzing at all altitudes, and where radar clutter is everywhere. In that chaos, the F-15EX doesn't just survive, it dominates. It doesn't hide, it analyzes, it counters, it executes. And in a world where combat unfolds at the speed of silicon, having an aircraft that thinks, adapts, and fights with digital agility is a decisive edge. So while the F-15EX may not carry stealth coatings or a secret profile, it carries something even more critical, a brain that outthinks the battlefield. That's why pilots trust it. That's why commanders deploy it. Because when every decision counts, milliseconds matter. And the F-15EX, it's built to make those milliseconds count. Reason 4, instant readiness, a fighter built for now. Time is the enemy of innovation. In military aviation, new aircraft can take years or even decades to design, test, and field. In that time, the threat landscape evolves, priorities shift, and billions can be burned on platforms that arrive too late. But the F-15EX, it flips that script entirely. This jet isn't coming, it's already here. So how did the Air Force pull this off? It starts with smart decisions. The F-15EX leverages the existing F-15 production line, which has stayed active thanks to continued international demand. That means the manufacturing infrastructure, tooling, and engineering workforce were already in place. No starting from scratch. It also shares more than 70% of its components with legacy F-15C and F-15E models. That includes everything from landing gear and flight controls to cockpit design and power systems. The advantage: ground crews are already trained, pilots are already familiar, maintenance workflows are already optimized. This translates to dramatically faster deployment with virtually no growing pains. Transitioning to the F-15EX doesn't require a massive retraining effort or infrastructure overhaul. Pilots can transition in a matter of weeks, not months or years. That kind of plug-and-play adaptability is incredibly rare for a next-gen combat system. In fact, the F-15EX flew its first test in February 2021 and was delivered to the Air Force just 1 month later. That kind of rapid delivery is virtually unheard of in modern aviation programs, especially when most new jets face a gauntlet of delays, cost overruns, and redesigns. And while the flyaway cost is in the same range as an F-35, approximately $90 to $93 million, its operating cost is roughly 25% lower. That saves the Pentagon billions over the aircraft's life cycle, freeing up resources for other priorities. But it's not just about being affordable. The F-15EX is built to endure. It's rated for 20,000 flight hours, double the service life of an older F-15C. That means units aren't just getting a new aircraft, they're getting a long-term workhorse they can depend on for decades. Now consider the Air National Guard. These units are responsible for round-the-clock protection of US airspace. They already fly F-15. The F-15EX slots directly into that role, fitting into existing facilities, supply chains, and readiness routines with minimal friction. It's like upgrading a classic car with a brand new twin-turbo engine, touchscreen navigation, and autopilot. Same feel, same controls, but with performance that belongs in the future. The F-15EX isn't a paper project or a speculative platform. It's a plug-and-play powerhouse, delivering combat-ready capability faster than any other fighter of its generation. In a world where readiness is everything, this jet is exactly what the Air Force needs right now. Reason 5. Airborne Commander, Drone Control, and Battle Management. We're not just talking about fighters anymore. We're talking about a shift in air warfare philosophy. The future isn't just one pilot, one plane. It's man-on-man teaming. And the F-15EX isn't just keeping pace with that future, it's commanding it. The jet's two-seat configuration may look traditional, but it's anything but outdated. In fact, it's become one of the F-15EX's most forward-thinking features. The second seat isn't a backup, it's a strategic command station, specifically designed for a weapons system officer or WSO. Their job? Orchestrate a digital battlefield in real time, coordinating drones, controlling targeting, managing surveillance feeds, and guiding strike packages mid-flight. This is already happening. Boeing has confirmed the F-15EX is being integrated with the Skyborg program, the US Air Force's ambitious project to field AI-powered loyal wingmen. These unmanned aircraft are designed to accompany manned fighters, extend their reach, and absorb the risks of frontline combat. They don't just follow, they think, adapt, and engage. The F-15EX has also been linked with the MQ-28 Ghostbat, a highly advanced combat drone that brings stealth, range, and multi-mission payloads into the manned-unmanned team. These aren't sci-fi concepts. These platforms are testing right now, and the EX is the mothership built to guide them. Now picture the real-world application. A single F-15EX enters contested airspace. 4 loyal wingmen, drones, fly ahead, each carrying sensors, jammers, or precision weapons. The WSO in the back seat has a panoramic view of the battle space, tracking radar signals, managing data feeds, and tasking drones like a tactical chess master. One drone scouts a SAM site, another feints to draw fire. The others coordinate a surgical strike. The EX, it never crosses the most dangerous threshold. It's leading from the edge, safely, strategically, and decisively. That's what makes the F-15EX a force multiplier. It doesn't replace stealth fighters, it amplifies them. It doesn't eliminate drone swarms, it directs them. It turns a single platform into a combat network, one that adapts dynamically to battlefield conditions and threats. And thanks to its open mission system architecture, the EX is ready for what's next. As new drones, weapons, and autonomous technologies are developed, the F-15EX can seamlessly integrate them via software updates. No major refits required. That's what future-proof means in the age of digital warfare. This is real-time control, real-time decision-making, real-time adaptation, all from an aircraft that still flies faster than most of its peers and carries more ordnance than anything else in the sky. So yes, the F-15EX is a fighter, but more importantly, it's something else entirely, a digital air commander, capable of leading battles, not just flying in them. the fighter that isn't supposed to win, but does. The F-15EX doesn't hide in the shadows. It isn't stealthy. It doesn't need to be. It outguns, outruns, and outthinks. It carries more than any US fighter ever built. It flies faster than the F-22 and F-35. It launches hypersonic weapons. It controls drone fleets. It integrates seamlessly into today's force structure. And it's flying right now. This is the fighter that wasn't supposed to be built, but it's here. And it's proving that sometimes the smartest play is to upgrade what works and supercharge it with today's technology. With the F-15EX, the US Air Force doesn't just gain an aircraft, it gains time, options, and raw power. And in an era where the pace of threats is accelerating, that combination may be the real secret weapon.